All right, let's start now. Okay, now can everybody tell me what is the how do you remember the 7 materials? Anybody still remember what is a memory aid to help you remember the 7 materials? Anyone still remember? Start with my funny parents. Do you remember that? Or do you have your own way to remember the 7 materials? Okay, so I would like all of you, 6 of you here, it's a very small class. Can everyone type in the chat? And I really mean everyone. You type into the chat, what are the 7 materials? Either you type the 7 materials or you tell me what is a memory aid that helps you remember the 7 materials. Anybody remember the memory aid? My funny parents catch what? My funny parents catch rabbits with what? Please don't annotate on my slide, thank you. Otherwise, your annotation will appear on every slide. Okay, my funny parents catch rabbits with gloves. Can you look into the chat? This is a memory aid, all right, that will help you remember all the 7 materials. So can you list out all the 7 materials quickly? Let me start with M. My start with M. Funny start with F. So there's a material that start with F. Parents start with P. So can someone no, not someone, it's everybody. Can everybody type the 7 materials? See how many marks you get out of 7 marks. Can you type into one line? Don't type one by one so that I know how many you get. If you can just remember 5, you just type 5. You can only remember 4, you type 4. See whether any one of you can remember all 7 materials that you need to remember in PSLE syllabus. So look at my memory aid in the chat. My funny parents catch rabbits with gloves. Use the first letter to help you recall all the 7 materials. So Claire managed to get 4 of them. No, 5 of them. So you're short of you are short of what? Let me see. You're short of G. You're short of a material starts with G. If I break it, it's going to break into pieces. So which material starts with G? Gloves. Gloves start with G, right? So which material starts with G, Claire? The rest, can I have responses, please? I only have Claire giving me the response. Can everyone type into the chat? Or if it's too long to type, can you unmute yourself? Okay, Jane, would you like to give me one material? Jane? Hi, Jane, would you like to give me one material? I get very, very sad when nobody responds to me. Can we talk to each other more, please? It's a very small, cozy class, only 6 of you. All right, so if you can tell me, oh, I don't know, I cannot remember, then at least we can move on. Okay, Avon say, I'm still thinking. Now, this is already the 2nd lesson of materials. So I will expect every one of you to remember the 7 materials and then also to remember the 5 properties of materials. All right, so let me just show you the slide. Okay, never mind. All right, so that we move along. Later, I'll test you again. All right, Miss Ivy is a little sad that nobody remembers my memory aid. So there are 2 memory aids on this slide. You all can see my PowerPoint slides, right? Okay, so it's on the left, you have the material. These are the 7 materials. All right, my funny parents catch rabbits with gloves. So you will use the, just a minute, let me use my pointer. Okay, or I use my highlighter. You will use the first letter. M stands for metal, F stands for fabric, P stands for plastic, C stands for ceramic. Right, if you break ceramic onto the floor, it will break into pieces. All right, ceramic, we have ceramic cup, we have ceramic bowl. If you break them, if you drop them onto the ground, they will break into pieces. R is rubber, W is wood, G is glass. All right, so Claire did very well. Oh, 7 marks. She got 6 marks. Well done, Claire. You only missed out on glass. All right, now the difference between glass and ceramic is, let me just write here. All right, ceramic will break. All right, if you drop it. Okay, glass will also break if you drop it. Okay, I'm talking about when dropped. All right, same thing for ceramic. Right, so some of your, I'm sure your cups are made of glass. If you put in glass cup, then you can see what is the soft drink that you have. Is it what color is the soft drink? Is it Sprite or is it Coca-Cola? You can see the color if you put in transparent clear glass. But if you put in ceramic cup, I wouldn't know what is inside your cup. Is it Coca-Cola or Sprite? I can't see what is inside your ceramic cup because ceramic cup is not transparent. All right. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, good job. Evan, you got all 7. Right. So these are the 7 materials. Then in the PSLE syllabus, you need to know all the property of material. So there are 5 properties. This is a memory aid, strong, flexible woven test float. So you use the first letter. S stands for strength. F stands for flexibility. W is whether the material is waterproof. T is whether it's transparent. F is whether float or sink. All right. So strong, flexible woman test float. So what it means is imagine, okay, Miss Ivy is a strong woman and I'm a flexible woman. I can bend my body quite well. So I'm a strong, flexible woman. And what is Miss Ivy doing? Miss Ivy is testing the swimming float. All right. So I hope this memory aid helps you remember these 5 physical properties. All right. So these 5 words are property, not material. They are property. All right, property of the material. Then these 7 words are the material. All right, so always read the question carefully. Are they asking which material or are they asking which physical property of material? All right, any questions so far? All right, so I hope these 2 memory aids help you remember the 7 materials and the 5 properties of materials. All right, then we move on. All right, so these are the, what's the definition? I hope you all still remember them. I'll test you later, all right? Strength start with S. I already told you all before last week, all right? Strength start with S, so support. Ability to support a weight, a heavy weight without breaking. You need without breaking. Then flexibility start with F, so it's about ability to fold without breaking or ability to bend. All right, waterproof is whether you can absorb water. If you're waterproof, you cannot absorb water. Transparency, whether you can allow most light, some light, or no light to pass through. All right, so whether it is, okay, most light, some light, or no light to pass through. Now, can I say a material allow all light to pass through? Can or not? Can you unmute yourself, please, or type into the chat? Can I say a material allows all light to pass through? Yes or no? Thank you, Gisli. Nonsense, never write allow all light to pass through. If something allows all light to pass through, it's invisible. You cannot even see it with your eyes. It's like a ghost. You can't even see it. All right. So now these are 3 materials, A, B, and C. Can you quickly tell? We went through this slide last week. This is just testing your. All right. Can you tell me which material is opaque? All right. Which material is opaque? Is it A, B, or C? Which material is opaque? Now, an opaque material will give you a totally very, very black, very, very dark shadow. Opaque material, all right, does not allow any light to pass through. Opaque material blocks all light. That's why your shadow is all black in color, right? So the opaque one is A. Okay, so this is opaque. Okay, so this is an opaque material. Then B is a trans what? Can you type? B is transparent or translucent? Or you can unmute yourself. Transparent or translucent? Rudra, would you like to try? B is transparent or translucent?
Translucent.
Thank you very much. So Lu is L-U. And Sen is like, dollar and cent, your spelling, cent. All right, so translucent, and therefore C will be trans, and then parent. Like your father and mother is your parent, so it's easy to spell parent. Okay, now, but in terms of what is the definition, can you type into the chat? If it's transparent, it means allows what kind of light? Okay, I think I better use black, then easier for you all to see. Transparent means allows, a transparent material allows what kind of light to pass through? Everybody type into the chat. Allows what light to pass through? All right, to pass through it. All right, I'm talking about to pass through it. So well done. All right, is most light. Cannot write all light. So a lot of the light can pass through it. And the shadow you get is very little or no shadow. Either little shadow or no shadow. How about translucent? What does it mean? So translucent material allows what kind of light to pass through it? All right. Can y'all type into the chat, please? Just now was most light. So if you are translucent, you allows only some light. Only some light can pass through it. Some light cannot pass through. That's why your shadow is a blur shadow, a light shadow. Right? So here is no shadow. Now, how about opaque material? Opaque material will be allows, yeah, what kind of light to pass through? All right, allows no light to pass through. Okay. So allows no light to pass through it. All right, so please remember the word. Let me highlight in yellow. So most light, some light, and no light. All right, so everybody clear now? All right, because if a lot of light can pass through it, that's why there's so much light here. Okay, here this material, no light can pass through. So here there's no light. That's why it's so black in color. Here there's no light. All right, that's why the shadow is very dark. This one, no light. But here, if some light can pass through, then your shadow is a bit lighter. You see, there's some light here. I can see brighter, some light. But here, most light can pass through. So here, even brighter. This is the brighter, so bright. All the light can pass, almost all the light can pass through it. Most light. All right, most light can pass through it. So most light can pass through the material. So you see the light here. Here, only some light can pass through, some light cannot pass through. So some light can pass through, and therefore the shadow is a bit lighter. And if no light can pass through, all the light get blocks here. No light can pass through material A. So here is all black in color, black shadow, because no light. Right? Everything is so dark, no light here. Because all the light will, the light from the lamp, the light from your lights on top, your ceiling lights will reach this material A and will get blocked. The light cannot pass through A. So your shadow is totally dark. Is everybody very clear? This is the second time we are doing this. This is very, very important. You need this for next year P4 light as well. All right. So if you are not sure, please let me know so that I can help you. Okay. Any questions so far? All right. If not, then we start. Okay. First question. Some of you got this question wrong. Now, classified means what? This is really a very quiet class and I don't like really a quiet class. Can you tell me what is the meaning of classified? Type into the chat or unmute yourself, please. Okay, Wen-Xin, what's the meaning of classified? Another word for classified is starting with G is? Wen-Xin, are you there? Thank you, Wen-Xin. Groups. Thank you. All right, so which one is grouped wrongly? Now, cotton comes from what? Everybody type into the chat, cotton comes from what? Now we can go a little faster if you type into the chat or you unmute yourself. If nobody gives me any response, right, then our speed will be too slow. Then we cannot play games. All right, because I cannot drag beyond 7 o'clock, even though I don't mind. But then, all right, thank you. It's a plant. Cotton comes from cotton plant. Right, so I showed you the video just now. If you came in late, go and watch